The longest-running game show on television is still making history even as it turns 45. On The Price is Right Friday, one woman beat the odds and became the biggest money winner in the show's history. And that kind of excitement and its charismatic hosts have kept it going since 1972. Earlier, that very man you see there stopped by our set and he summed up why people keep watching it after all these years.
I try to explain to people it's like a classic board game. Like it never goes out of style. And even though you're playing the same game over and over again, it's always different because it's people make different trades and do different things, so it's always exciting. That never gets old.
But you didn't want to do it at first.
No, at first I told CBS no, because I didn't realize what the show was exactly. I don't think. And I finally met with the producers of the show, and after I had another game show that I was doing at night that I auditioned for and did a pilot for CBS. And that's the only reason I was on their radar in the first place, that they offered it to me, because they saw the pilot. And after the pilot got picked up, they came at me again to do The Price is Right. And I was like, well, I have to do it now. I have to meet with them at least.
Right.
So I'm in the family. So I had a meeting, and after that meeting, I knew I wanted to host the show.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
As a comedian, do you ever feel as if some of the talents that you picked up on the road, playing comedy club after comedy club, it comes into play?
Everything comes into play. All my improv experience, all my stand-up experience, my experience of just being a host, of hosting on Whose Line, all that stuff, all of it came in handy. Even the idea that I was broke my whole life, practically, until I was in my in my 30s. I was dead broke all the time and scrambling for money and paycheck to paycheck, and even that makes me feel a lot of empathy for anybody on the show that wins anything.
Right.
Not that they're all broke or anything, but the idea that whatever you win is a lot of money.
When those folks come up, so you must be able, they say something and then you're able to play off of that because of all that experience.
Sometimes, sometimes I don't have time. I just have to play the game because we're in a time crunch.
Right.
I don't always have time to ask where they're from and and all that stuff and what they do. But because the commercials are a lot more than when Bob was hosting the show even.
You have more commercials.
Yeah. Like it used to be. He used to have tons of time to kill. He could talk to the models and ask about their day.
And we know that he did.
Yeah, because he had to kill all this time.
Right.
And me, I'm just I can barely squeeze the games in.
I don't know if every kid obsessed about this like I did, but Bob Barker had this very long and skinny microphone.
I have one.
Yours is, but it's a little different. But his was just so unique. I'd never seen anything like that before.
His was corded.
Oh,
and mine's cordless.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So I have a little different one. He didn't trust the. I think he tried having a cordless one. The story I heard was he tried having a cordless one once, and it didn't. It went out on him one time.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah. So he.
There's that mic. It's just one of those things I remember, as a kid. Why does he? Because I'd never seen a mic like that before.
Well, you know what? It's better than the theory behind it. As they explained it to me, was instead of taking a big clunky camera and sticking it in somebody's face, which makes them kind of back off and get nervous. You just take this little tiny thing that you can't notice and you just flick it off to the side.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I can bring it back to me to talk and flick it off to the side. And it's a little, it's unobtrusive. So.
Drew, that's one of the mysteries of my life answered.
Now you know.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk World Series real quick.
Sure.
Cleveland is in the World Series, but I wonder, do you feel, and Josh Elliott and I were talking about this, my colleague, as a Cleveland fan, you don't even get the luxury of saying you're the Destiny team, because there's a team that's hasn't been to that game longer.
The Cubs. I was really hoping for the Cubs and the Indians because you have these two teams that are perennial losers and have that stench about them. They finally get to get rid of it and win the World Series. I just hope it's Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Did the Cavaliers win? Does that take away a little bit of the thrill?
No. I own part of a soccer team in Seattle, the Seattle Sounders.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And we're in the playoffs right now. Won last night. And so I want my ideal season right now as a Cleveland fan. I want the Indians to win the World Series now that the Cavaliers have won their championship. I want the Sounders to win the MLS Cup, and I want the Browns to go 0-16. That's my serious. They're already 0-7.
Right.
And I'm just begging you not to win.
Why that?
Because I think it'd be funnier.
Yeah, right.
If everybody else won a championship except the Browns.
Except for the Browns.
But they can't win a couple games. That would ruin it.
Yeah.
They have to win, they have to lose every game spectacularly.
I think Jim Brown's going to be calling you and saying, "Hey."
I think it would be really funny, and it would be something to talk about.
You're right.
Way better than if they came back and went 8-8 or something.
Right.
Boring.
Drew Carey, it's been so great having you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah. Good luck with the show.
Yeah, go Browns.